Hey all, Dwarflord here. Really big WoW Classic news released today by Aggrend live on stream, on Sarth's stream. So we're going to play that clip today in case you missed it and you can hear what he had to say. I'll also add some of my comments. If you're not sure who Aggrend is one of the WoW Classic devs and game masters. He's frequently in the different discords, like the Classic Era Discord, where he gives us, you know, a little bite here and there, gives us some details that he is allowed to share. And he shared a bunch of stuff today. So let's get into that, and I'll add my comments here and there. And of course, it comes as no surprise that the announcement is official hardcore servers. And I also want to let you know that we at Warcraft Tavern are putting together a guide to help you stay alive in your hardcore adventures. I myself am writing the guide and working on making it amazing. So stay tuned for that. Aggrend also mentioned new seasonal servers are on the way. So I know a lot of players love those servers, and so that makes them happy anyways. And a lot of people were surprised that it's not going to be called Season of Mastery. I never thought it was going to be called Season of Mastery too. It always was a seasonal, and the first season was Season of Mastery, and I'll share some of my other ideas of what I think the new season might be all about.
Aggrend from Blizzard is here with us today, and we finally get to hear what he has to say about the future of the game. So, Aggrend, if you can hear us, just make sure you can, and then we'll just
and thanks for being
everything.
here.
And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. I'm super happy to be here. Before I get started, I really kind of want to pass on the Classic team really wanted me to let everyone know kind of how appreciative they are to this community and how much we've kind of been watching and enjoying this challenge play out over, obviously the past, 6 months or so, but also the past few years. I think if you've been watching Classic for any amount of time, you could kind of discern that the Classic team has sort of been hardcore enjoyers for a while. We were developing Season of Mastery, and when we did, we saw the Road to Rag push start up and everything like that. And we put in the Soul of Iron system kind of as just a direct nod to that challenge. And it's just been a total pleasure to watch it kind of grow into what it is now. We believe that what we're seeing now is sort of a genuine moment for WoW Classic, and that's why I'm here. Our team is incredibly excited to let everyone know that we will be adding official One Life hardcore realms to WoW Classic Era.
So in case you missed that, he said that hardcore servers are going to be added to Classic Era. So Classic Era is not like Wrath of the Lich King. It's just the level 60 version of Classic, which actually... Did you know that people on Wrath of the Lich King are sometimes hardcore players as well? It's a smaller community than the level 60 version, but I guess the level 80 version is not receiving hardcore. Not that I really care about level 80 or 70. Boo! Burning Crusade. Boo! Wrath of the Lich King. Yeah! Vanilla. So anyways, so that's on the Classic Era servers. And this is actually good because you may not realize this, but there are people who like to roleplay, and which server are the hardcore people on? They're on a role-playing server. They basically took over the role-playing server. That's like someone going to a library and wanting to read a book in silence. But there's a giant crazy party going on. It's like, why are you in my library? And they're like, there's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to go. So while the amount of people wanting to roleplay on those servers is small, they do exist. So I said in one of my other videos, maybe the griefers are the role players saying, get off our freaking servers. So it's good. The role players can role play. The hardcore people can do hardcore things.
Later this summer. I know, shocking. No one saw it coming.
Never have expected.
Totally unexpected. But we're excited to be here to finally confirm it. We'll be spinning up a public test realm for you guys to test out the full rule set sometime in the next several weeks.
I think that's great that it's going to come out in the PTR first. That'll allow people to give feedback. I know that hardcore players really are passionate. When I was playing hardcore, people really are sticklers to the current rule set, And the Blizzard rule set's probably going to be quite different, and hopefully there can be some common ground. Yeah, probably there's going to be the ability to run dungeons multiple times, and maybe they can check their mailbox and use the auction house, which is going to change the experience currently very much so. But because the entire realm is hardcore, then maybe there's less of a need to be restrictive. If the entire realm's hardcore, then there's no outside influence, of some non-hardcore character selling you stuff and then tarnishing the authenticity of your run.
And while we're not totally ready to talk about every single little small detail, we did want to give a few tidbits to kind of give you a brief idea of how things might sort of work on an official hardcore realm. So obviously the realm will be one life. That's the most important rule. And once you die, you'll no longer be able to resurrect under any circumstances. But you may log in and interact with the game world as a ghost.
I think that's a really nice nod to be able to come back as a ghost. And hopefully this is a ghost that other players can literally see and interact with, inspect, see their gear when they died. Imagine a tank in full tier 2 who died and they live on anyways as a ghost. So that's kind of cool. But I still think that the corpse of the person who dies should be there for, a week, a month, something like that. Because when you go in the world and you see someone's corpse, maybe they drowned underwater, or maybe they died fighting the thing you're about to fight, you think twice about what you're doing right at that.
This is mostly for logistical reasons, just to kind of allow you to, if you're a guild leader, hand over guild leadership or interact with friends that might be offline whenever you die, so you don't, lose some connections that way. Yeah, and the other thing is, as this challenge has sort of started and evolved as really a community movement, we don't feel it's super appropriate for Blizzard to come in and be super prescriptive about how you choose to play and approach hardcore. And really the primary rule there is just that the journey ends when you die. This means that some aspects of the challenge that your players are currently undertaking might be optional on official realms. And it also means some of the restrictions that we preserve may work slightly differently or be a little bit more flexible.
I hope that the hardcore version that Blizzard comes out with is acceptable for the hardcore enthusiasts, the hardcore enthusiasts who are, they don't want a watered down version of hardcore. And hey, maybe people are still going to use the hardcore add-on to track additional aspects of their hardcore challenge. They can do that.
And really the main reason here is just to make an official hardcore mode sort of gel well with the kind of underlying social structures on which Vanilla WoW was built. At the end of the day, the goal is really to make this as social of an experience as possible, and all versions of WoW, of classic vanilla especially, be as social as possible. So to give you a little tidbit of one feature in particular that we're kind of excited about, this might be a little surprise because you don't really think of PvP as being a big focus on hardcore realms, but there are those times when a disagreement just really can't be settled with words alone. So we're adding a new feature for this, and we're calling it Duel to the Death, and it's exactly what it sounds like.
That's a fun idea. I don't see many max level geared players risking their character like that. At the same time, on hardcore Diablo 2, people do duel on hardcore sometimes. Although they're able to have their friend loot their corpse. Maybe people will do that.
We've had a lot of fun developing this. We think it'll be a really awesome sort of like high stakes edition and a really fun thing, for obviously brave gladiators who want to undertake this kind of challenge, and also just spectators and people watching. The engineer who worked on this, he really wanted me to let you know that /mock Gorah is one way to initiate the challenge.
I really hope that when someone initiates a duel to the death, that it says, if you lose, you die. Because what if someone thinks it's a normal duel and they don't realize that you've been challenged to mock Gorah, that you better not die here.
Yeah.
As an Alliance enjoyer myself, even I thought that was pretty good. So, shout out to Chase, one of the engineers on the team that made that for us. So there's a lot more. And as I said earlier, we'll have a PTR up and running with all this for you guys to look at kind of sooner than you think. So please keep an eye out for that. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, there is one more thing. So we know that everyone's been patiently waiting for more information on a season. We've been watching a lot of commentaries. I know my DMs are filled up with Psalm 2 win a lot. And we want to let you know that, obviously while we're here to talk about hardcore and while we're very excited about hardcore is not a season. We've seen a lot of commentary from folks online. They're like, oh, well, the next season will just be hardcore. And it's like, no. But I can confirm we are hard at work on a season. And it's not hardcore, but we're hard at work on a season. I cannot say anything else right now, but you will have all the information on what the season is later this year. So with that, I really am heading out. Once again, really heartfelt thank you to the hardcore community. Heartfelt thank you to the Hardcore All-Stars organizers, all the teams, the production crew who did a great job today. Just really heartfelt thanks from the Classic team to all of you. It has been so much fun playing. It's been so much fun watching, and we can't wait to play with you on official servers later this summer. So thank you, everyone.
Oh, thank you so much, Aggrend. Thank you so much to the Classic dev team for putting this into motion. Not just the hardcore thing, but the season mastery too. I'm so hyped. So thank you so much for being here.
It's not called Psalm 2, by the way.
So it's very exciting to hear that they're working on a new seasonal realm. And what's the theme of the season going to be? I've got a couple ideas. Will I be right? Who knows? One I thought of would be Season of Blood or something like that, which would be really a PvP themed season. Problem with this is that not everyone likes PvP. I also was speculating an idea that's like all about season of adventure or questing. And so instead of the focus on like zooming to the end game, that there is maybe more quests and maybe even the leveling process is more difficult. Although that's kind of similar to hardcore in a way, where it's all about the journey, less so the destination. It's about making it to the final destination alive and in one piece.
Ooh, a season of mysteries, you could say.
That's still Psalm.
It's a season.
I didn't say that. You said that. All right. Guys.
What do you think the new seasonal theme might be? Comment below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked what you saw, please comment and subscribe, and I would love to chat with you. I'm streaming now most evenings on YouTube Live here right on this channel, so pop in and say hello. Dwarf Lord out.